Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Elizabeth Cohen and I'm going to be your instructor for COMM 655, which is Computer-Mediated Communication and Professional Identity. I did not come up with that title. Maybe the first thing I should say is this was not my idea for a class. And years ago, some of you guys may have even been around. This was actually a class that was taught by Dr. Jamie Banks. She since left. She and Dr. Bowman, they went and they're working at Texas Tech now. And because I teach a lot of social media classes, it was only natural that I pick up this class, but I have to be completely honest. I don't know what that means. It's true. I don't mean to be weird about it. I obviously saw her syllabus and I saw all her course materials and stuff, but suffice it to say, it wouldn't have been my choice for a course title. And although I've kept a lot of, I think, some of the original ideas that she had for this course, I've changed a lot too to suit the things that I know about, the things that I research and things like that. So you're probably wondering, what is this course? And I always have my buddies here. And I think the best way to explain it, as far as I saw it, is I really wanted you to think about computer-mediated communication, so social media communication, in professional context, like the way that people use social media to create sort of like their own brand. It doesn't even mean that you necessarily would have to, for instance, use social media in your business to get something out of this class. Because if you use social media at all, or if you consume social media, I want you to get, I mean, maybe not every week, but I want there to be some lessons that you can sort of take away to understand what you're seeing or help you with maybe your own strategy. Again, on a personal level or on a business level, whatever you want. So I think the best way for me to describe this class is it's really just thinking about the mechanics of people using social media for promotion, and that could be any sort of promotion. It could be to promote ideas, I'm sorry, he sounds like he's snoring, he's just a pug. To promote ideas, to promote yourself, to promote whatever organizations you're working for. But for that reason, the topics in this class are really, really broad. We start off with a unit where I just want you to start thinking about basic mechanics, like how do people even make money, or not just how people make money on social media, but more how social media companies make money. Like, what are the economics? Actually, the first week we're going to talk about all of the different sort of narratives that we have about social media, are we really addicted to social media, questions like that. And then we move into, I would say, more pragmatic, slightly more pragmatic issues of how do people become famous on social media? What is a micro celebrity, and what are the strategies they use? In fact, the final project of this course is going to be you analyzing either some sort of social media influencer or micro celebrity, is I hear it called in academia more often, or another sort of brand. You'll need to get that approved by me and whatever. Don't worry about that right now. Let's talk about that in like a month. Let's get back past the first month. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like this class will hopefully culminate in your own analysis of something that interests you, right? On social media is the idea. Okay, so let's get right into her, right? Normally I'd have these printed, but hello, I have not been in my office in a year. And although we do have a printer at home, this is my home. This is not my office. I don't like it. It's a inkjet and it's so slow. And I don't know. I feel like, forget killing trees, I feel like I'm just wasting a tremendous amount of ink. Like it's just, oh, it's so labor intensive. So I'm going to be reading the syllabus on my computer screen. You can find it too. And follow along if you want. Just pause this video. Okay, so what do you need for this class? Well, the first thing is there is a book, and I know that you guys weren't told about it, but don't worry about it. You don't need the book until the last 3 weeks of class. That's when we're going to be reading from it. I will try to remind you, but just get it. I admit I don't really endorse the university bookstore, so I was thinking that maybe you could get a better deal if you just get it on Amazon. It should be super cheap though. Super cheap though. it's called Contagious: Why Things Catch On. It's not actually about social media. It's obviously relevant to social media, but it's about like what makes people want to share ideas either interpersonally or online. Um, and it's a little dated now. I mean, it didn't used to feel that way, but 2013 now seems like a really long time ago. But what the ideas in the book are still absolutely relevant, the research in it. But I want you to know, this is a book that was written for pop press. This isn't some crazy thick textbook or academic book. Hopefully it should be an easy read. It was written by a professor. He's kind of a cocky little dude. I'm not like a huge fan of his interpersonally, but he's very smart. I'll give him credit. And he is a good writer. It should be a really, hopefully, fun read. But again, you have several weeks to get it. You can find it on Amazon, so it should be super cheap. You can get it used, whatever you want. Probably find it on Kindle. But you do need to get that eventually. You need internet access. Hopefully, you have internet access, which is why you're able to watch this video. We're actually, by the way, not going to be using social media in this class, although this is a class about social media. I don't think you necessarily need to use social media in order to understand it or even be interested in it. So I'm not requiring any sort of social media participation. You just need to go on eCampus, which, believe me, I wish we had a nicer interface than eCampus, but it doesn't need to be Facebook. I see, by the way, a lot of familiar faces on the roster. Hello, everyone. A lot of you were in my social marketing class, perhaps in the past. I'm happy to see you again. For those of you that don't know, the best way to get in touch with me is obviously email, but the best way to talk to me is actually on the phone. If you have questions or if you need like some extra help with like understanding a concept, or if you don't understand feedback that I'm giving you on an assignment, like just set up a time to talk. I can't tell you like when that'll be. My weeks are variable, but we can set up something. So just know that that's an option, okay? Okay, so what's your grade? Like, what's that? That's the important part, right? What's that all about? So basically, there's only 2 assignments you have in this class. Every week, you're going to have I call them worksheets, but they're really not worksheets. You're basically going to have some open-ended questions that you need to answer about the readings. Sometimes they're not even about the readings. They might be more like things related to the readings, but whatever. Do your readings every week. You have certain assigned readings. There are hyperlinks to them in the syllabus, and I also posted them on eCampus. And then you're going to complete these weekly assignments. And basically every week you'll get 15 points for doing those assignments. And the other thing is that final project, which I mentioned before. Like I said, I don't want to go into it in too much detail right now, but you'll need to start thinking about it. And a couple weeks before the assignment's due, you're going to need to reach out to me and just have me approve whatever topic you want to do the project on. So read the little description, but long story short, I would prefer it be some sort of social media influencer. If you need help thinking of somebody, I can help you for sure. And I've done that in the past, but my guess is most of you already have somebody in mind that you follow, like somebody who's Insta famous or a YouTube star or something like that, that you could analyze and apply some of the concepts from this course to it. It's really, I mean, I know that anytime you're like required to do work, it's like takes the fun out of it. But I really do hope that you can pick something that you would enjoy thinking about and maybe doing some research on, like going back through their old videos and rewatching them, right? Try to make it pleasurable on yourself. In general, I will say that, oh, this is going to get me in trouble. Well, okay, especially for those of you who were in my social marketing class, compared to my social marketing class, this class is a lot lighter. And that was done so deliberately. As I mentioned, I took this class over for Dr. Banks, and the first time I was asked to teach it was in the summer, like I'm teaching it now. And, professors like their summertime too. What can I say? No, I was like, I really want a class that is a little bit more laid back because we don't have as much time to go through things. I want the readings to be pleasurable. Now, a lot of the readings are still going to be tough. I wanted it to be a nice blend so that you feel like you're getting a little bit of the academic research, some things from the industry, like marketing, marketing journals and things like that. But I also have a lot of pop press stuff in there that hopefully is not too taxing, right? It's the type of stuff that you would read in your own social media news feeds, perhaps, right? So again, this is where I'm going to get in trouble. I don't think this class is that difficult so long as you just do the work. I've tried to kind of, I'm going to say set the bar low. That's not to say that, like, if you struggle with some sort of concept, like you're dumb or something, because there's challenge in the class, don't get me wrong. But it's a very different type of challenge than maybe some of the other classes you've had in the program. This isn't a heavy theory-driven class or anything like that. I really want it to be more conversational, and that includes your final project. So I don't know. I also don't want to set your expectations too high, because if you're like, what was that crazy lady talking about this being easy? I don't know. I want you to look forward to the class, so I'm trying. Anyway, listen, all the deadlines are on the syllabus. The only thing I really want you to take note on is that the final assignment's going to be due in the middle of a week, which is super weird, but that's just because the semester ends like on a Friday, when normally the weeks go to Sunday. All of your assignments are going to be due on Sunday evening. You're probably used to that if you've had other classes in the program. I know a lot of the other professors do that, but the only exception to that is the final, the final paper or whatever. Anyway, I'll be providing more details about that. Usually I try to leave weekly announcements on eCampus just to kind of say hi. Sometimes I have like things of substance to say, like, hey guys, remember to get your final project topic approved. And sometimes I'll just tell you that I don't have anything to say, but I'll just remind you that I'm still here. We aren't going to have like group discussions or anything like that. I hate group discussions online. I feel like it's a bunch of students who are being forced to talk to each other, and I'm like forced to moderate it, and it's just super awkward. It would be a very different situation if this was like a hybrid course and we actually like had interactions outside of the online space, but I just can't. Hopefully you won't miss it too much. The only exception to that is this week, and I'm not even grading you on it, but if you wouldn't mind, I would like you to chime in on the discussion board just to introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself to me, whatever. And I would appreciate that. That just helps me get to know you and some of your classmates too. I know a lot of you guys know each other, so I'm hesitant to say, but I did include some questions about social media. So even if you already know everyone, maybe you'll learn something more about what they like or dislike about different social media sites. Okay, so anyway, but back to the assignments. You got worksheets. You got to do your worksheet every week. Great. And then you've got this final assignment. You actually, even if you forget to do your worksheets, again, summer class, if you forget to do one of your worksheets, or if you just don't want to, I'm going to drop your lowest grade, so you can afford to get a 0 on one of the worksheets and it won't count. And by the way, there's a syllabus quiz too this week that's due, and I'm counting that as your assignment for this week. So make sure you get your syllabus quiz done. It's a syllabus quiz, so it should be easy. Oh, I should say though, it's all or nothing. So if you don't get 100% of the points the first time you take the syllabus quiz, you need to take it again. Because basically, unless you get 15 points, you get a 0. So, but you can take it as many times as you want. So just keep going through with that. Academic dishonesty, don't do that. Drop policy. Hopefully nobody will drop this class. I have pretty good retention with this class. Yeah, and I think that's it, actually. The only other thing I want to reemphasize, which I kind of just mentioned in passing, is your readings. When you need to find your readings, I've tried to post them online, but the easiest thing might be to do, if you just look on the course schedule, I have hyperlinks to them. So you can literally just go to the course schedule, see what you need to read, and click on the links right there and open up most of your readings. If it's not something that I could post with a link, it's definitely on eCampus. I also occasionally have these optional readings, and let me tell you what that means. The optional readings are things that I might make required when I teach this class in the future, but I didn't this summer because I learned that, I don't know, there might be curriculum changes coming. Nothing that'll affect you, don't worry about it. But and I'm like, I don't know if I want to revamp this class and then have it change again. So I'm like, I might want to like test some things. And I've posted some readings that might be helpful to you, but you're not going to be asked about them in the weekly worksheets or anything like that. So that's what an optional reading means. It might be something that's worth your while, but nothing you need to do. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that pretty much covers it. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the discussion board if you choose to introduce yourself, and I appreciate that very much. And I'm looking forward to reading all of your interesting thoughts and processing of the course material this semester. And if you have any questions for me, please email me, and I'll be happy to answer you back at some point. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to say about that. I don't have any vacations planned. Still kind of in that pandemic groove, like not traveling. Not because to be fair, I just don't like traveling. But so I'll be around. I'll be around. Just reach out if you need anything. Okay. All right. Bye.